Hello all you YouTubers and VC members, it's Ali again. Today I'm going to do a video about my SMITHS record collection. My romance with the SMITHS started in 1983 when the SMITHS got started a career. It was on my second visit to England, and my first visit was back in 1974. It was with my father. It was a bar mitzvah tour, but the first independent tour with a friend of mine, Neil Tomer, was in 1983, and I mention Nir because we both got interested in the new music of the time, punk and new wave. And in Israel, you didn't have a lot of opportunity to listen to this kind of music on the radio. So we listened to it on a foreign station, BFBS, which means British Forces Broadcasting Station in Cyprus. And we caught it on the shortwave, on FM. And every Friday night we waited and listened and recorded on tape cassette the John Peel music on BFBS. And probably many of you knows the John Peel, the late dear John Peel, played many new artists, new musicians, new groups, and many of them got famous later. Some of them went to oblivion, but many of them become known. And when we've been to England, specifically in Oxford, in the 23rd of August 1983, I brought with me the Walkman, Sony Walkman, and I've recorded the program of John Peel on Radio 1. And on Radio 1 he used to play the session by new artists that he liked. And on that particular program he played two groups. One of them was Micro Disney, and the other were the SMITHS. And it was really the first time that you could hear the SMITHS seriously on the radio. On May they put the debut single "And in Love," but on this program you could hear me seriously on the radio, and I recorded it for posterity. So you have now the chance. I would like to play it to you. The chance to hear the first time that the SMITHS were heard really seriously on the radio anywhere in the world. Here it is.
There's definitely something going on there, you know. Those are the SMITHS, and that's called What Difference Does It Make? And I have a piece of paper here with a whole list of events on it, and I assume these must be gigs at which the SMITHS are assisting. On the 30th of August, they're celebrating my birthday at Dingwalls in London. On the 3rd of September, it looks like Woods or something. Woods Leisure Centre, I see, in Colchester. Not terribly well written, all this. On the 15th of September, the venue, that must be in London. On the 16th of September, Moles Club, Bath. On the 17th of September, Bristol Trinity. And then on into October, where they're doing quite a bit of work, actually, and in November as well. Perhaps when it's a bit close to the time, I'll remember to read those out. Almost certainly won't, though. This is from you, Brown.
Well, there's definitely something going on. There is it, John. Yeah, the first time that you could hear seriously the SMITHS on the radio, I was immediately hooked to the band. Probably there was something that I was searching for, you know, the return to the basics, to the rock and roll, to the guitar-based group, the melodic and the sound of the guitar, Johnny Marr, everything. And later, of course, after that, the collaboration with Sandy Shaw, the album covers, you know, and the ideology of the Smiths, the ideology of Morrissey. It was the time of Maggie Thatcher, you know, of Thatcherism. Morrissey was of course against her. And now, now that she's recently died, they interviewed Morrissey, and he was so jubilant. He said, "Got ridden." And in '83 and the '80s, it was a very strong thing. And Morrissey, the outspoken, was, you know, there was a lot of serious things that were there. I was really connected to this kind of thing, and immediately I searched for the records, but it was only at that time there was only just the Hand in Glove, and I haven't found it. And John Peel talked about gigs and Dingwalls. And I missed the opportunity to be in these gigs, because I've searched for their gigs after I've heard them on the radio, and also the newspapers, Sounds and the New Musical Express, and the ads were there, small ads, but the ads were there of the shows in London, and in the Dingwalls that after that I've been there many times. And when I returned, me and my friend were doing a tour of England from London to Oxford to Liverpool, you know, the Beatles, to Manchester to see Manchester United, and from Manchester to the Lake District and so on. And we missed all their gigs back then. And when we returned, the Smiths went there, and we've been to a place near the Dingwalls, I think. Electric Ballroom in Camden Town, and we've seen their Cabaret Voltaire, okay, but not the Smiths. A missed opportunity. I haven't seen them because at that time, at that era, so I missed them. But later, the next year, I've came back to England, and I've searched for the records, and I found the debut LP that was put that time, and this is the original one that I found them in you see here, Virgin Megastore, September '84, for £5.39. Okay, and this is the original one that I put many times on my turntable, and still on the shrink wrapped, and the inner sleeve, and of course on the brilliant Rough Trade label. This is the original one on the Rough Trade label, the debut album by the Smiths. And my second record is a 12-inch one, Still Ill, and The Rill Around the Fountain, and Please Please Let Me Get What I Want. And of course the same label, Rough Trade, of course, just on the blue and silver label. And you see the outrageous cover back then. It was an outrageous cover for this 12-inch. Next is another 12-inch, William It Was Really Nothing, again on the Rough Trade original UK label. And Rough Trade, if you remember, the Smiths wanted to sign to them and not to the major label, or to a Manchester-based label that was known at that time, like Fiction, or I don't remember. But this is Shakespeare's Sister, again, another 12-inch for the Smiths, and this is an inner cover, beautiful inner cover, depicted other record cover by the Smiths of that time, and this is of course Shakespeare's Sister. And the next one is the great Age Full of Follow. Now, you've heard what difference does it make from the session. This is from the same session. This album is dedicated to the session of the Smiths on Radio 1, on John Peel and Janice Long. And this is Age Full of Follow. Wow, what a brilliant songs are there in this album. What difference does it make is one of them. Okay, next one is That Joke Isn't Funny Anymore. That Joke Isn't Funny Anymore. This is an EP, basically, 12-inch EP. Songs that were really made it to the next album. The next album is Meat Is Murder. I think it's one of the underrated album of the Smiths. But for me, it's a great album. It is one of my favorite Smith songs here. The first one, the Headmaster Ritual. The Headmaster Ritual is telling the story of Morrissey back on his days in Manchester schools. Manchester schools. He used to mention a lot, but Headmaster Ritual is dedicated especially to this sort of thing. And of course, Big Mouth Strikes Again. This is of course dedicated to the great Iron Lady, or Maggie, 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 oh, oh, oh. Of course, it's on the Rough Trade, on the purple label. Again, the cover is basically, sorry for that, just a minute. And it is here, the next one is, of course, the infamous The Queen is Dead. The Queen is Dead, well, The Queen is Dead. The Queen is Dead, of course, many people think it's the best album by the Smiths. This is, of course, the Salford picture, and of course the songs The Queen is Dead, Frankly Mr. Shankly, Manchester United, Big Mouth Strikes Again, The Boy with the Thorn on His Side, again a great song, and one of the best, There Is a Light That Never Goes Out. There Is a Light That Never Goes Out. It's of course as the suicidal tendencies in the lyrics. Double-decker bus crashes into us. Next one is Ask, 12-inch, Ask. Okay, Ask for this 12-inch label, Pink Rough Trade. Pink Rough Trade. Elvis Presley on the next one. Elvis Presley, yeah. Both sides of the cover. Again, pink label for Rough Trade. This is the German version of Ask, as also Cemetery Gates and Golden Lights, German version on a clear vinyl, and on the Teldec label, German Teldec label. Okay. One of the best album they have, a compilation album, one that I've heard so many times, called World Won't Listen. World Won't Listen on this kind of label. Okay. The next one is Sheila Take a Bow with Is It Really So Strange and Sweet and Tender Hooligan. And this one is again a German version, 12-inch on the transparent clear green vinyl on the Line label, German Line label. One of my favorite songs in the 12-inch of the Smiths is Girl in a Coma. Girl in a Coma, okay? And on the second side, Work is a Four-Letter Words. Original, this is a cover for Cilla Black. I think it is the song that Cilla made for a movie by the same name. Work is a four-letter word. Cheeky. And one of the last 12-inch, I started something it couldn't finish. Okay. This one is again on the Rough Trade here. And the last but not least, albums, one of the best effort to this day, finished with a great one, is of course Strangers Here We Come. Again, Manchester, yeah, Salford, and the label, okay, for Rough Trade. So this is the Smiths for my collection, not a complete one, I must say. Still I'm trying to obtain other records of the Smiths. Again, Morrissey, I will do a video in one of my next videos. Still make comments, subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care and bye bye.